So this is a great jiu-jitsu position. I'll tell you guys that. I'm going to explain why this is awesome. Even if you're not familiar with jiu-jitsu, you know why this is awesome. I can just stand up and tee. But sometimes, you know, it just doesn't go your way. You make a mistake. He does something right. You maybe you're a little drunk. I don't know what happens. You end up on the bottom here. So what's going to happen is Daryl's just going to get a nice bridge and roll. Try not the technical. Just push it. Push it all. Yeah, Daryl, push and rolls me over. Okay. So I end up on bottom. Okay, for whatever reason, I ended up here. So this is in sport jiu-jitsu, we're pretty okay with playing from here. And the reason why we play a lot from here in sport jiu-jitsu is we want to be really good in the worst positions for us in a self-defense situation, right? Because if you're really good where it's really bad to be, then you're going to be pretty prepared to get out of it. So I've never choose to be here in a self-defense situation. It's just something I want to be prepared for. In a self-defense situation, I want mount, I want back control, or I want a taxi cab taking me out of there. Okay, those are my three preferences, right? Or any sort of vehicle, a limo, a dirt bike, depending on what action you're in. So if I have Daryl in guard, okay, this is a really good defensive position for me if I know what to do, if I know where I want to be. So immediately when I'm in this position, as soon as Daryl rolls me, I don't want to let him sit up. As soon as he creates this space, this is good for Daryl to hit me. So as soon as we roll, I want to be wrapping Daryl. Now, jiu-jitsu guys, you guys know, hands off the mat. Right? You guys know that hands on the mat is just an invitation for me to submit you, for me to start locking you up. Real street fighter, self-defense, real street fighter people you're going to fight at a bar or something, aren't going to know that. So we're going to end up with Daryl with one hand on the mat, maybe two hands on the mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just immediately pull my knees towards my chest, try to get my knees nice and high, and suck Daryl in. Okay? So what I'm trying to do is I'm just controlling here and getting my knee as close to my elbow as possible. I'm cupping everything in nice and tight. All right, this is a nice strong position for me. You can go overhook too if you want, if you're comfortable playing with that position. I just want to make sure you're wrapping this arm and bringing your knees towards your chest. You want those legs nice and high, so that way there's a lot of weight on Daryl's upper back. And his other hand is grabbing his head and pulling his head down towards me, and I have my elbow kind of inside of his chest. We'll talk about why it's important in a second. But I want this inside here. Okay, rather than, I don't want to be too far up here. I can hold him down like this, but it's not going to set up too much for me. I want to be in nice and tight, grabbing back of his head. Now I don't have my head on the mat, because if I put my head on the mat, this opens up space for Daryl. As soon as there's space for Daryl, he can start pummeling his left arm inside. Yeah, now he can start using it to punch me. So I want to stay nice and close here. Now the other benefit about keeping my head nice and close is if Daryl's little girl wants to like eye gouge me or something, it's very difficult for him to get there. It's far away. Right? So that's for all your buddies that think jiu-jitsu is stupid. It's really difficult to eye gouge someone who knows jiu-jitsu because your position's going to protect you. So what we're going to do here, is it going to hurt your back to roll? For sure. We're going to start from out. Daryl briefly rolls me. As soon as I'm on bottom, boom, grab his head. Now if you notice, Daryl's got one hand on the mat, okay, however he ends up is fine. If he ends up with one hand on my body, immediately pummel it. Get in nice and tight. Whether you do an overhook or grabbing the head. If he pummels this, if he pummels the other hand in, okay, I'm immediately going to switch my hands, grab back his head, and keep pummeling like you're trying to do. Pummel this one out. Okay, I want to keep one arm controlled. If I start losing this battle, if the other arm gets inside, pummel it. Keep it wrapped up. Okay, so that's the basic drill we're going to do. Is get used to pummeling and switching, keeping this control. So we're here, Daryl pummels in. This. Daryl's going to pummel a little slower just for sake of the drill. So pummel in, switch, keep it wrapped. Okay, you want to get to the point where you're going to close the space off. So if you pummel again, switch. Everything in nice and tight. Go pummel again. And keep the space closed if you can. Alright? So as you're pummeling, and you're the person on top, as you pummel, stop pummeling for a second and kind of like you're trying to hit them, and then pummel some more. Do 3 total pummels, and then everything wrapped up. Whether I'm doing a pull over, whether I'm just grabbing the back of his arm and keeping everything in, however I'm doing it, I want to keep it close. Because it's the same thing as standing. A lot of space is good for me, and no space is good for me. As soon as Daryl kind of sits up here, now we're in kind of a middle ground. This is bad news, because now Daryl can cock back. Yeah, he can cock back and cock. Yeah. Or he can
he can just hit me a lot pretty much. So this is bad news for me. So the instinct, if you're not used to doing grappling, if you haven't been exposed to this, is to kind of just cover up. But this is game over. This is not going to do enough for me to protect me because I'm not improving my position. So when I'm here, as soon as Daryl starts making space, and I feel like I've lost him here, I'm going to take both hands. I'm going to push both my knees inside and start locking up here. Okay, I'm just going to keep this space, pinch my knees together here. Because Daryl's going to be pushing back into strike. Keep this here. You know this way. Protecting myself. And then once I feel him miss, suck it back in. Okay? Now if Daryl starts to grab my legs and going for like a stack pass or a scissor pass, again, you should probably say, hey, where do you train? And then just go hang out. You're the same kind of person. In the street self-defense situation, they shouldn't be X-passing you. It's not gonna happen. Okay, so we're here. Daryl's starting pulling out, making space. Boom. You're here. He's pushing in. Yes, keep this space. Because he's gonna swing a couple times. Just protect, and then suck him back in. Trying to break his nose. And hug him in nice and tight. Okay. One more time. I'm here, he starts going, push away, knees inside. Got my feet on the hips, I'm pinching my knees together. Just making a lot of space, bring my hips up. This is not gonna protect me. I gotta keep this space here, I'm protecting, okay? Now when Daryl really starts committing, I'm gonna protect, go to swing a couple times. Then I take it away, drop him back in, all right? It's all classic Gracie. So right here, I got Daryl broken down. We're always trying to get back in this position. This is our safe zone. I got arms locked up, and I got the space closed up. It's very difficult for him to hit me. That's my primary goal. My goal number one is don't get hit, because I'm ugly enough. I don't want to make it worse. I want to keep this distance closed. It's too easy for one punch to end it for me, so I want to avoid as many as possible. So I'm in here, I'm in nice and tight. A couple people are asking about body shots and also like big looping hooks. And this is the way we're going to deal with it. So always keeping the sit nice and tight here just to protect myself. If Daryl cocks back that left hand really heavy, this can still do a lot of damage, especially if it goes to my ribs here. Okay? So as soon as I feel Daryl's shoulder lift up, and I feel this gap open up here. And you guys have enough jiu-jitsu awareness, you should be aware of that anyways. So he's here nice and tight, that gap opens up, this arm, I'm just going to swim it out and bring my knee in. Okay? So you can grab back in the tricep just to get comfortable. I'd rather you get down to the wrist here. You're keeping everything in nice and tight. You can clamp this up here if you want, it doesn't matter where you're comfortable with. I'm getting this knee shielding here, so that way you can't hit me when I'm protected. So I'm here. He starts opening that up. I'm just going to just slide down his arm and bring my knee inside. Lock this up nice and tight. So now from here, this is a great position for me because Daryl's pretty locked up here. It's very difficult for me to get away. And this is my basic overhook guard. Okay, you guys have been here for 2 to 3 months, 6 months, a year or more. You've seen overhook guard. You should have some familiarity with this. What I'm going to do though, since I'm not going to try and play a collar, I'm not going to try to look omoplata. I could if you really wanted to look good at the bar, show off to some chicks. What we're going to do is just do a basic triangle, okay? So I'm in this position here. Daryl's probably going to keep trying to hit me. So he's going to keep kind of coming in with this arm. Yeah, he's going to keep coming in with his arm. He's probably hugging my leg pretty tight. He's trying to get inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push into my thigh with this hand. Pushing, and I'm going to kick this leg straight. Here, like a trap door. See how it sucks straight to his ribs? Right into a triangle choke here. But in this position, we start locking it up. So here, okay, Daryl starts cocking back to hit me. Just loop it. Lock this up nice and tight. If you want, you can stretch him out a little bit. It doesn't matter. He's probably still trying to keep coming over top, and that's good for me. And I'm just going to just push into my thigh, kick my leg out immediately over top. Walk in, finish my triangle. One more time, please, Daryl. So I'm here, inside. He keeps trying to hit me, and I just keep control here. Then when I'm ready, I'm pushing into my thigh, and I make that disappear. Right over top. Lock that up. Put hands on the head, Go ahead and get in the habit of hooking the leg. It should be a sport jiu-jitsu habit anyways. If it's not, you guys get here, your partner's gonna stand up, immediately hook this leg. Whether you follow it down or whatever, just get used to hooking the leg. Okay, you don't want to get slammed. That should be your habit anyways. If it's not, something make sure to happen.